press play. It's a brand new day. Laugh, unload, make waves. We doing it our way. Yeah. Good day, hey, come on and start your day with a smile and a wink and a how you going, mate. Good day, hey, pull up a seat, let's say we're all in this together. Good day.
What's up, gay millennials? Welcome back to another episode of Good Day Gay. And today's episode is Who is Picking You Up at 3 a.m.? I am Russell Ray along with my co-host Pualie B. What's up, Pualie B? Come on, showing off the tattoos.
Are you gonna pick me up at 3 a.m.?
No, because you're in a different country.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna.
If you were here, I would do it. If you were here, I would
Okay.
do it. I would be a little upset, and I would be like, "What are you doing? You're buying me Taco Bell right now." And and I would make you pull out your credit card. But yes, I would pick you up. Of course. I'd
But
pick
you
up.
know, I would be down for that because food is involved. Like, if you want me to come along, if you want me to pick you up, just drop the food location and I'll be there.
Yeah, like I'll be like, okay, walk to the corner because it looks like there's a Taco Bell right there. I'm gonna come get you right now. Start the order so we're not waiting.
That's the type of friend I need. That's the type of friend I need.
100%, and that's why we connect so well.
Exactly.
Oh my God, my
We
forehead
plan
is so
ahead.
shiny today. Look at that! I'm reflecting lights.
We
guess that's what
need.
happens when you have no pores.
Oh, and so for
Period.
those of us that are listening on Spotify, jump to our YouTube page so that you can see perfect shiny faces.
Yes, if you're into video podcasts, if you're driving, obviously listen to us. Make sure you like, subscribe, head over to Good Day Gay Podcast on Instagram. Send us a like, a follow, share us with your friends, share us with your boyfriends. We're into swinging relationships and open relationships.
So I literally was about to cough, and then you said that, and now I'm gonna be like, ha ha ha.
Share us with your circle.
Share us.
I'm sure there's a word for that, but we're gonna keep on moving forward. So today's episode, who's picking you up at 3 a.m.? Everyone's got a social life, but not everyone has a support system. This week, myself and Pualie B are going to be asking each other the questions. If everything went left at 3 a.m., who are you calling and who's actually showing up? From rave friendships to real life ride or dies, we're breaking down why so many gay men feel surrounded by no one and everyone at the same time, and what it actually takes to build a village that shows up when it counts. So, Paul, 3 a.m.,
Yes.
who are you calling if something goes down? Friend-wise.
There definitely has. So I can't say my partner?
No.
Because that's obviously who I would call initially. But
I got
there
some tea
was
about
definitely-
that. Not for you, but I got some tea on a partner who would not do that. But I'll tell you, we'll talk about that later in the episode, which I found very interesting.
We'll spill that later. No, there definitely was a time where I had to call my best friend. Like, I may have gotten a bit crazy at a party. We won't go into any details because I definitely was crazy. And I needed to be picked up. As in, like, it was dramatic, right? Like, it was, we're bringing up past trauma.
Oh, no.
But yeah, basically, I needed a friend at 3 a.m. and I called up my best friend. She was like literally in bed with the guy that she was seeing at the time. And you know what? She came.
Nice. No pun intended.
But she came and picked me up, and that is the definition of a ride or die. So I hope that there are people out there with that type of friendship. Who are you calling?
I'm probably going to call. There's two people that I can call. One who I know is up at 3 a.m. on a daily, so that's Melissa. I can call her and she'll come get me because she gets up. She gets to the gym at 4:30. She gets her workout in. She goes to work at 7. So she is hitting the gym early in the morning, so I can call her no matter what day it is, and she would come pick me up. Humby is number 2, but he's not always home. Sometimes he's traveling for work. And he's done it before. The only time he's ever been mad at me is I called him one time because me and my ex were having differences in West Hollywood.
Mhm. Mhm.
My ex was like, why was I there? I was there with a friend. I ended up being in West Hollywood with a friend. He was out there with a friend, but he told me that I was not invited to go out with him and his friends. And I was like, well, that's
Mhm.
weird. So then we all ended up at the same bar and then he got mad. So then we
Ah,
started arguing. And then I told him, I said, come pick me up. I'm like, I can't drive. I'm wasted. Blah, blah. He turns
yeah.
back 45 minutes from where he lives, drives all the way back to West Hollywood. He gets there and I'm like, I'm good. He was like, I have never been so mad at you. He's like, that's the only time I've ever been mad at you. And I want to kill you. And I was like, well, that was the time to grab me and just throw me in your car and be like, you're not in your right mind. Get in the car because
Yeah,
they're leaving
get
now.
out.
I was like, and I would have done it because I have done it to him before in Palm Springs.
You were literally the friend that like cried wolf just then. Like, oh my gosh.
Let me tell you, that was not
You're
the
the
best,
toxic
healthiest
problem.
relationship. So I am glad that that has not progressed into today's world because that was not. You know, you think about things like, why did I do this? Like, why did I date that person in my 20s? Like,
Because you're a child.
and then you think, oh, it's because you were preyed on. Is really what that comes down to.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say something like really bad, like you were dematized, not like you were stigmatized, but I mean, yeah, sure, if you were preyed on, then
Nope, I was just the more vulnerable, and here we are. Look at that. Just
let me
have a beautiful life.
we have a beautiful life. We got a beautiful podcast. We got a beautiful friendship. We have a beautiful home. Let me just give our listeners like a bit of a background on this. So I don't know about you, Ross, but I don't know about our listeners, but I know that a lot of like gay men out there say like, I want more friends, I want more gay friends, I want like a community, I want like people that I can like ring up on the weekend, all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And then I saw this reel on Instagram the other day that was about catch-up culture. And
Yes.
for someone like me, like I make friends with the cleaner at work. Like I'm literally talking to the person that's like scrubbing the toilets at work and like friends with them. But I'm definitely the type of person that's like, when are we catching up? When are we catching up? When are we catching up? I genuinely try to give my time to people that I genuinely want to get to know and genuinely want to build a friendship with. But I think that that's just like the day and age that we live in these days, where it's kind of like the catch-up culture of like, you don't see this person often, you might see them at a rave, you might see them at the gym like once a week, but it's like, when are we catching up? When are we catching up? So I thought we got to talk about that.
Yes. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves with that is when people are like, oh, we gotta have you over. Oh, we gotta have you over soon. That is my biggest pet. Just don't say anything. Just say hello.
What do you say to
How
that?
are you? How are things going? And I'm like, yeah, let me know, right? Because I'm like, it's not coming, right? Versus when I say that, like, yo, we're having a party for Pride. Be here. It's the Saturday of Pride. Yo, we're having a party the second or the Saturday before Halloween. Be here. We're doing like there's always a set date and it's always an open invite whether you want to show up or not. Now, we got to have you over sometime. It kills me every single time because I'm like, where? Give me the specifications because I have such a busy schedule. I have to pencil you in. And it's not even like in a pretentious type of way. It's just I stay busy.
100%. And that's exactly what I would say. Like if I wanted to catch up with you and if I wanted to catch up with that person that's like, come over sometime, I would literally pull out my calendar and be like, when? Okay, I can do this day, I can do this day, and I can do this day. Tell me when. And like, if you can't sort your calendar out, then I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
I know that I could call you and say, look, I have this week coming off. I can fly out there to come see you and hang out for a few days, like 2, 3, or like 3 days, whatever, and come back. And you'd be like, all right, I'm working, but we'll make it happen. Like, we'll, you know, we'll do something. Like, we'll either watch movies, like when I get off of work, or we'll hang out, or we'll go to dinner or whatever. But like, explore the town, like house is open. And same here. You could also do that this way. Like, hey, I'm not always home, but take the lockbox. There you go. Like, I know you're not going to destroy the place. You know, so like, and like, it works, right? So
Yeah,
when people
that's
hit me
it.
with a, oh, I gotta have you over soon. We should hang out soon. I'm like,
When?
what do you want to do? Like, let's meet at the gym and then we can go eat after that. And then we can start there, right? Like, I have access to
Okay.
like 6 different gyms. If you don't work out, we're probably not friends because it's just not working
Okay.
for me.
I've been thinking about this lately though. Like for people like you and I that are like calendar bitches. I'm sorry, I'm trying to not swear, but for some reason it's coming out today. Sorry to our listeners.
Because you're
For people like you
obsessed.
and I, because I'm upset. For people like you and I that are like, we are run by our calendars. Like lately, I've been doing a bit of self reflection because I am someone that self reflects. And
Mhm.
I've been thinking, like, is that a detriment to us? Like, is that a detriment to us in building closer connections because you and I are so rigid in our plans and in our calendar? Like, what do you think of that?
I don't think so. I think when you find people who understand your lifestyle, especially
Mm,
for me, right? Because I travel so much for work. Most people know that I'm home on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and they know that sometimes I'm also gone on Friday, Saturdays, but I'm definitely home Sundays. So if you
mm,
want to make plans, you can hit me with a Sunday, like, hey, Sunday coming up, like let's do this, let's do that. And we'll make it happen. But
mm.
I can word vomit my calendar to you like in
Yeah,
any given week up to 10 days in advance, right? So like
yeah.
for example, what's today? Today is Thursday, right? So I'm on vacation right now from work from both jobs
Mhm,
and
mhm,
because it just lined up that way. But I knew today I was shooting 2 episodes of the podcast.
mhm,
Tomorrow I'm gonna be catching up with one of my friends. Saturday
mhm.
I'm gonna be meal prepping for Easter Sunday with my family. So I'm gonna be making ceviche. I'm gonna be getting all the carne
Yum.
asada ready because my mom wants to do a taco bar.
Qué
Um,
rico.
Monday, my best friend is driving into town because he's moving back to the West Coast. So I'm gonna catch up with him.
Nice. Yep.
Um, Tuesday, I'm gonna hang out with another friend who's actually been wanting to hang out. Like they're like, oh, like we need to hang out, we need to hang out, and then threw the
Yeah.
date out Tuesday. What are you doing Tuesday? I was like, actually, I'm open on Tuesday. Let's do it.
Thank
Perfect,
you.
right? But I said
Thank
I
you.
just have to be in bed early because I have to be at work the next day at 4:45 in the morning, right?
Thank you.
Then I'm gonna meet up with a friend in New York on
York.
Wednesday evening. Come back Thursday. I'll do my workout. Um Friday. Friday's my cousin's wedding. Saturday I have a
Mhm.
show. Sunday I have a kickball game. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Right. So it's like my life is simple. It's just stacked. So if you tell me what you need, I can make it happen. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of human beings. Especially as a live MC stage host, you are dealing with a lot of personalities, and
It's a
sometimes
lot of energy.
being alone is just bliss. Like, let me tell you, it is bliss, and it's not because I'm antisocial. It's not because
No.
um it's not because I don't enjoy I can get along with anybody, but I can also
Yes.
read through everybody because I've been around to
Yes.
know good
Yes.
enough, like whether you are going to be a fit or whether you're messy or you're not. And I just know what I want to deal with and what I don't want to deal with because I'm overstimulated on a regular with constant interaction with human beings. So sometimes
Yes,
I
you're
just want to
gay.
dial it back. So sometimes I
Exactly. You're
just need
gay
that
and
friend that's like,
overstimulated.
sit next to me at the movies and that will be our
Mm.
hangout. And I'm like, perfect. I cannot agree more.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like 100% my Leah, and like everything that you've been talking about just then like speaks words to me. Like, ah, thank you for being my friend.
you're
Let's move on.
welcome. So here's
let's
the thing,
let's move
right?
on.
What let's break this down, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
What is a gay friendship cycle? Right? You meet someone, it's oh my god, I love you, we're vibing. Yes, bestie. Yes, twin. Okay, Pisces twin. Okay, Aquarius twin. That's your initial hit off, right?
One hundred percent.
You meet each other, you click, everything's going well, whether you're sober or wasted, but it's working at the time. Then you add each
Yes.
other on Instagram. That's step number
Yes.
2. Step number 3 is Then you start messaging on Instagram. Oh my God, it was so nice to meet you. Then here comes the line. We need to hang out. The reply, let's do it soon. Here we are at soon. 6 months later. Hasn't happened. You see them out again. It's like, oh my God, we need to hang out. Like, we still haven't hung out. And then we still haven't hung out. So
I know you do this as well. So like going through the cycle. Okay. This is the Russell cycle.
Tell me what I do.
This is the Russell cycle where 6 months has gone past. You see them out again and you're like, oh my God, we need to hang out. Russell goes to the side of the room, checks Instagram to see if they're still following him. This person isn't following me anymore and says, let's hang out. What?
Yep, block on their birthday. That's exactly what it is. Like, oh, it's your birthday? Block.
But that's so true. Like, I think the gays, like, especially someone like me, like, I like to go out. I like to party. I like to dance. I like to, you know, go to queer raves, like all of that kind of stuff. And it definitely goes through that cycle where you're like, I love your vibe. Like, you were so cool. Like, I loved your outfit. I loved like that we just vibed, like the vibe. Like, it's all about the vibe. And then it's kind of like, do you want to take that vibe from the club or from like the dance floor to brunch? Like, they're two different settings, right? Like talking at brunch versus talking on the dance floor, two different things.
Yes. Because I feel like if you're talking on the dance floor, it's almost romanticized. Like, this is the greatest moment in the greatest life and the greatest friendship that's happening right now in this moment. I'm living in the moment, for the moment, in the moment, living.
It is.
Right. And then at brunch, you actually have to dial into your personality. And you're like, so, how was Tuesday? And then it's like, good. And then it's like, how's your Tuesday? Good. You know? So it's that fine line of really kind of interacting to see my instant connection is if we're into the same music, right? And if we can hit it off about music, I'm there with you, because I'm sorry, there's no artistry that can compare to the late 90s and early 2000s. Lyricists and writers of the music genres of that time are just unmatched, and
it's very true.
Lyrics are not as intricate now as they were back then, and songs don't hold as much weight, especially because I'm huge in R&B. I love a good R&B song. I love a good R&B song so much it would make me cry in the shower. I called the Humvee one time, dialing back one more time, going on Russell Rants. I was in Sydney and I was in the shower and I was singing the song, and then all these things just kind of like started popping up in my head and I started bawling. I called home and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be at the airport in 2 hours, and I'm like sitting here crying my eyes out. My eyes are puffy. It's like, what happened? I was like, nothing. I'm really happy about this song.
And he's like, why did you call me for this?
And he was like, what song is it? And there was another time I did that to him, and he was dating someone, which we talked about last week. He was dating someone, and this person played him and just did him so dirty.
Yes.
And there's a song in Spanish, it's called Amor Eterno, and it's like, you know, your eternal love. And people play it at two places. Either you play it as a love song. Well, you always play it as a love song, but you either play it like at a wedding, like Amor Eterno, or you play it like at a funeral because it's like your eternal love for this person and this flame will always burn on. So that song came on one time, and I just imagined like him dancing with his husband at his wedding. And I just started bawling my eyes out. And I was like, I just want that so bad for you, because he's always wanted a good relationship. And that was another time that I called him crying about a song. So I'm a sucker for a good ending of a movie that will make me cry. I'm also a good sucker for like just emotional attachment to a song. So I'm sure at my cousin's wedding on Friday, I'm going to be bawling my eyes out to Bruno Mars's song. So getting back to the vibe being the vibe and like meeting your bestie, or like, you know, you're going out and creating this village. Why does this actually happen? This happens. I've looked up some points about why this happens, and people say that this happens because people become people become fearful that there is a feeling of too much, which I can relate to personally.
100%.
I met someone at the gym, seemed cool right off the bat, and then it was way too much. Like, why can't we hang out? Like, why aren't we ever hang? I'm like, I'm literally not in town. I'm out of town.
Yeah.
Oh, well, like
Yeah.
it just seems like you're brushing me off. I'm like,
I'm
I work
literally not.
Monday through Friday, and I'm out of town for at least 3 days in the week. So you got to give me some grace
Insecure.
here.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, well, then why don't we just like hang out right after the gym? And I'm like, that sounds great. What time are you hitting the gym? Well, I'm not gonna hit until like 1 or 2. I was like, well, I'm going at 10.
Yeah.
So you know, if you want to meet me for lunch before you go to the gym, that's cool. But I will not wait that late and go to the gym. I just don't like it.
I feel
At
I
1
feel like
o'clock,
those
2
are
o'clock,
like,
all the way until 5, people are hitting thumbs at the gym and they're not even working out.
but I also feel like that is like literally a cry for help, because I've definitely been in that situation as well, where you meet each other out and you're like the vibe, blah 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 blah, at each other on Instagram, and then it's constantly like, we should do this, blah 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 blah. And you would say like, hey, like I'm busy, like, hey, like can we do this weekend? And you're constantly like chasing the tail. But it's like you see them, because there's the difference between the people that take that personally versus like, why are you brushing me off? Like, why don't you want to be my friend? Blah blah blah. Versus the people that are just like, okay, like we'll find a time that works out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a cry for help, where it's like, is something lacking in your life that you need to take this personally? Or can you literally just take it on face value and be like, cool, like we'll find a time eventually. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing is personal. Nothing is personal.
Everything is personal. You know me.
Everything is personal.
What are you talking about? Everything is personal.
If you're Russell, everything is personal.
Everything is personal. Here's why I say everything is personal, because we are grown, so you know exactly what you're doing. If you are in your 30s, you know exactly if you make a comment that's going to be offensive to someone, if you do something that's going to make someone mad, you know your intent behind everything you do by this age. There's no excuses. Oh, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yes, you did. You also know if you're a messy drunk, if you're a fun drunk, or if you're a dramatic drunk. You know these things because people have already told you. If you're like,
let me dial that back then.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was like, I wanted to fight everybody in the club. No, you did know this because everyone tells you get violent when you drink. Right? So like that's why I say everything's personal.
Okay, let me rewind my statement then, where yes, everything is personal, but it's how you take it, right? Like if you're taking that as exactly, then it's like, yo, just literally move on with your life.
And that's the thing is, I think more people need to learn in the world that you can move on in peace without an explanation. You don't have to always explain yourself to others people that they need to hold a respect boundary for you, right? So like the person I was just telling you about just moved to the city. We met at the gym, like hit it off right off the bat. We hit legs together one time. It was like cool. Everything was going cool. And then it just became too much, just blowing up my phone of how come we haven't hung out yet? Like, what are you doing? Like, because I also have obligations elsewhere that I need to maintain. You know what I mean? Then you're making this a lot complicated than it needs. And we seen each other at the gym today, and I walked by that person like they did not exist.
Okay.
Because I don't have time for it, and I don't want to play nice. I don't want to play mean. We're just friendship didn't work out. We're moving on. Like, that's it. And I feel like there shouldn't be an animosity on the other end because it's like it didn't work out. You're doing too much. You're too much capacity for me. Too many words.
So what I'm thinking, so what I'm like literally thinking about right now though is like, so the topic came up because of catch-up culture. Like what we're kind of talking about right now about like not taking it personally, all of that kind of stuff. Like that does kind of feed into catch-up culture, right? Like maybe it depends, right? Like I don't think there's anything wrong with catch-up culture.
No.
But maybe I don't think every relationship should be catch-up culture. Like you need some friendships that are deep. You need some friendships that you can like call them because you were crying in the shower about the Pussycat Dolls Stick With You.
Not that song, but okay. Yes, I 100% agree. There are some people who I prefer to be catch-up culture with because I don't want you in my house. I don't want you in my house for a certain reason. I've always been told that when you invite people into your house, like this is a sacred space and they are trusted with
energy,
with Yeah, exactly. Being in your place. In Spanish, they call it ojo. Like when people give you ojo, it's bad vibes and they're giving you the eye that they wish bad
The
upon you.
eye.
You don't
Yeah.
bring that into your house. And not to say that everybody of ketchup culture is part of that, but
No.
you just read something that's off and it's like, oh, this is okay. I can see you out and this is great. If we're at the bar together, we're going to have a drink, but I will not invite you to my house because that's just not where your place is in my life. And then there's people
Mm.
who you meet, like we have these two friends, Steve and Josiah, wonderful people. I've invited them to my mom's house for the holidays. They've shown up. It was beautiful to see that my siblings have embraced them now because they've come to multiple family
Mm.
functions. And those are the kind of
Cute.
friends that you're building foundation with, that even if you don't see them all the time, they're also very busy. They travel a lot for, just to get out in the world and explore because that's their hobby. Their hobby is traveling, but we still make it work. We're in contact. We have a group chat, and
Mm. Mm.
um Steve's birthday is coming up, and I have two shows the weekend of his birthday, but I said, hey, I'm not going to be here that Friday or Saturday, but Sunday I would love to do homemade pizzas here at the house because we have a pizza
Yeah.
oven.
Love
So we
that.
can do that. We can go to dinner, like anything. Like I still want to be there for them as a friend for his
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was scheduled to
Schedule.
host two events like 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So. And like they're very understanding people, like, oh yeah, like it's not even that big of a
Exactly.
deal. Like that sounds great. So those are the kind of people that
Yeah.
I want to build and build my friendship models after, have a foundation with, because
Yeah.
they're reliable, they're trustworthy, they're good-hearted, there's no malice intent behind them. There's also dysfunction there. Like I you know what I mean? Like I have my own dysfunction, so we can relate on a dysfunctional level that some people don't understand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's also nice because, right, you want people to understand your depths. And I think
Yes.
that's where we're missing a lot in today's times is people don't want to understand your depths. They want to understand you
Yes.
topically.
And that's probably where I was thinking, like, okay, we've talked about the gay life cycle of a friendship. Like, it starts with the vibe. Like, how do you then like transform that friendship from the vibe to like a vibe? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how do you transform that friendship from the dance floor to brunch in a way that like you're building that village and you're building the deep connection? And how do you weed out the people that you don't want to do that with? Like, you want to
I
keep them
think
over
I
there
think
rather
what you
than
do is you dial it down, right? So festivals are very high
mm,
energy. That's a lot that's happening, right? So you dial it down at, maybe from a festival, you meet them at a bar one day, or a club. From the club, you meet them at a
mm.
bar. You meet them in more subtle environments, little by little,
Yeah.
to get them more on a realistic level. I play the long game, right? I don't want friends that are short term. I want friends that are lifelong.
Yeah.
So I don't mind hitting you at these places, step by step, and letting it kind of drag out a little bit,
Yeah.
because my intent is to be a good friend for you and to be
Mm.
have a long friendship, right? And also to understand who you surround yourself with, because that might not be who I want to surround myself with. So it's
Yes.
important for me to
Yes.
understand who you're around, because if your friendship circle is messy, I need to know what I'm getting into. So
Getting
I need to know
into.
whether I'm going to be the person that shows up to your place,
Yeah.
or if I'm going to be the person who invites you over to
Invites
mine,
you.
and it's vice versa.
Yeah.
So, and
See, I
some
like
people can be very fun and go all night, but also dial it back when they're with you, because they know that you don't really go all night. Or like every once in a while, it's like, hey, let's go all night.
let's do
Like
it.
I've done it. Like we're getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. We do it for the Halloween party. We're
Yeah.
going to bed like at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. See, I like that advice that you had, where, because I don't think I've ever done that. I think I'm definitely someone that, like, you know how you just said, like, dial it back, like from the dance
Dial it back.
floor to like a bar to like whatever. I think I can be someone that's definitely like from the dance floor, I'll be like, let's have brunch. But I'm also someone that if you want to be a part of my village, then I need to know that we can emotionally connect, if that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone that's like, I'll bring a vibe to a party. I'll be a vibe with you on the dance floor. I'll be a vibe with you if I see you at a festival, if I see you at Mardi Gras, like World Pride, all of that kind of stuff. I'll be a vibe. Like, I am the vibe. But I'm also someone that will like hit you with the hard question of like, how are you going? Like, no, really, how are you going? And like
Yeah.
the way you respond to me tells me if this is going to be something deep or not. Like, if you can open up and if you can be vulnerable with me to be like, yeah, look, things are good, but things aren't great. And, you know,
Yeah.
we talk about it, we bounce off of things, we're like emotionally meshing. Like, if that can happen, then I know that, okay, this is someone that I could build something genuine with. And like, I could actually tell them stuff with. Like, so
Yeah.
sometimes I do go straight from the dance floor to brunch, but then
Okay.
if that brunch you're not giving me anything deep, then I'm kind of like, see you on the dance floor.
See, and for me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste a good brunch on trying to pull teeth on meeting someone. You know what I mean? Like, if there's good
That's why you go
food
somewhere
and
with
there's
good food.
and there's a drag queen performing, the last thing I'm trying to do is pull teeth out of you and be your friend at that point. Like, this is not working. I'm gonna go sit over there, right? And that's not even shady. It's just like, oh God, this is
Protecting your
turning
energy.
into a drag, right? And I
Yeah.
don't like to be. It's just like, it's like going out with a friend that. Look, I love a good dance floor. I hate nothing more than when there is good music playing and someone wants to have an in-depth conversation. That is my biggest pet peeve. I'm like, you should be singing at the top of your lungs right now. What are we doing? And why are we talking about this now? Like, or when someone's like, can I have a conversation with you? I think we need to clear the air. Not right now. Not while Selena is playing. We don't need to clear the air. What you need to do is get out of my air because I'm trying to dance to Selena. Like, you know what I mean? There's time. For me, I need to know that people know time and place for everything. If you don't know time and place, which is why I love a good millennial. Millennials know time and place.
Do you know what you do in that moment? Like when someone comes up to you and they're like, I need to clear the air. What you do in that moment is you
go,
clear the dance.
The air's clear.
Well, you clear the dance floor by letting out a big fart that stinks. So rather than like, you know what? I need to clear the dance floor. And then
then at that point you need to be stocking up on green beans and broccoli prior to going out, which I'm not trying to do because I don't want to be bloated.
True.
But like I was saying, dial it down, dial it back, bring it to more subtle environments. If you don't want to go to brunch right away, like, hey, I'm going to be at the beach on Tuesday. If you know the beach is local to them, do you want to meet me at the gay beach? There's one here in Laguna Beach. Like, I'll be there if you want to meet there. Yeah. Cool. I'll take my car, you take your car, because we are not driving together. Because I need to also understand if you're the type of person who, if it gets too hot, if you're going to start complaining, I'm going to lose it. Right? Like, I learned this not the hard way, but I learned this with someone I was working with. We were on a work trip together in Sydney. And I just made a general statement of like, oh, I'm going to go to the gay beach. Like, I'm going to go, there's a couple friends that are going to be there. Like, I'm going to meet up with them. They'll probably be there. Do you mind if I join? Sure. Why not? I don't care. We get there. Complain. I told him, oh, my friend is on his way. Like, one of them is running late, but he's gonna bring a speaker. And he's like, well, I'm definitely I'm the 1% that doesn't want to hear music on the beach, so I'm probably gonna say something. And I was like, well, remember, you joined our group of hangout, so if you don't like it, you can go sit over there. And then I was like, it's getting too hot. I want to go now, right? Like, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, well, my friends are still here. We're still doing the thing. Like, we're hanging out. And the music is playing. Things are going well. And then, mind you, this guy, the guy who came with, like, tug along, he's like 50, 51, 52, just big old man baby. And even my friends are like, dude, what is his issue? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's getting too mad now because it's hot. So I was like, oh, you're more than welcome to take the ferry back to across the bay, because I'm not leaving. I'm just not. Like, just because you tagged along doesn't mean I'm going with your flow. Like, you are joining me and you're going with me. And sometimes you need to suck it up and just bite your lip and be like, oh, Russell likes to watch the sunset. So
let's just stay.
Probably not going to go with him next time. I'll just take my own ride.
So, you know how we're talking about the gay life cycle and like you add people on Instagram. Do you think that you can pick those people based on their Instagram? Like, oh, this person's like, he was a vibe that day, but I can tell going forward based off their Instagram that they're not really a vibe. Like, do you reckon you can learn that from an Instagram?
Yes, because I'll tell you what, people will tell you who they are on Instagram. They will, even though Instagram can be a facade, people will still tell you who they are, right? So, like, if you look at my Instagram story today, Hold on, let me read you. I want to read it verbatim, even though I
I
posted
was
it.
like,
I just
it's
want to
your
make sure
day
I'm not
gay
misquoting
podcast.
myself. So I was hitting legs today, and I took a picture of a gym and I posted it on my story, and I said, if you go to the gym just to sit on a machine and text or hit thumbs, please go home and cancel your membership, right? Because if you're hitting thumbs in the gym, then you need to not hit anything else, right? There's 4 stretch zones. You can go to the stretching mats and you can stretch out and but from that post that I'm no bullshit. Like I'm there to get it done. I have my sets counted. I have my timer set. Like I'm going in between. I'm trying to get my workout done. And if you're the person that's you're lingering around. Anyways, with that being said, you'll also see if someone is posting and they're always mourners, right? You'll see that on their Instagram, like, oh, it's such a
Like they're the
terrible day
victim.
today because it's gray and it reminds me of my uncle that died 17 years ago. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but like, why are you always posting this negativity on the internet? You'll catch those things if you pay attention. If you're not smart, you won't pay attention. But you know, you will see these things. People will do it because people will always linger towards their true selves. I think we're at a stage now on Instagram where people aren't necessarily trying to hide who they are anymore. There's a lot less. There's Photoshop, but there's a lot less unrealistic. If it's a clear difference between a totally made up Photoshop, or if it's all natural. People are really going for the all natural look right now. So you'll see those things and you'll pick up on those and like, maybe I don't want to hang out with them too quick. Or like, maybe this is not a one-on-one type situation because they seem like they're an anchor, right? And an anchor will drag you down energy-wise. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to get yourself involved with an anchoring friend who's, again, going to pull you back, who's going to... You know what? Let me word this better. Know your standards and know what you're not willing to deal with when it comes to creating friendships, because that'll help you clear the path sooner, right? And again, don't apologize for who you are, and for moving on in peace without an explanation. If that drives them insane, if they are mature enough to have that conversation, of, why are you not talking to me? Well, I'm not talking to you because what you constantly do is you're constantly getting violent when you drink at the bar. And I'm sick and tired of having to pull you off and having to fend for you and then potentially getting hit. Because if I get hit, everybody's getting hit, okay? Including my friend. If you get me hit, I'm going to have to get a couple licks in on you because you got me mad. I shouldn't have been in this situation to start with. If anything, I'm nicer when I'm drunk to people that I can't stand. And someone told me that one time. It was like 2 years at Pride. They were like, "Oh, girl,
I didn't believe that.
I didn't think you liked me, and you were so nice to me." And I was like, "Oh, I don't." But like, yes, that was a very good time. It was like, and he was like, "Dang," and I was like, "Well, like you're just you don't do well when you drink, and so I don't like that." But I was like, but like it was nice to see you, like you know what I mean. You look good. Like I give credit where credit is due. but yes, if anything, I tend to be nicer.
I think it's like what we're trying to say here is like it's definitely like
read into
people, but there's also a possibility that like, yes, we're talking about catch-up culture. Yes, we're questioning if catch-up culture can lead to like deeper connections, but I think the reality is that it can. Like, I think of someone like one of my best friends, Bruno. I used to think of Bruno as catch-up culture because we would always see each other out. And then there was one day where it took like a bad breakup where him and I actually got closer. Going back to what I said about like emotional connection, like him and I got closer and I started to view him as someone like I can have a real friendship with this person. And it definitely got to that point, say like a few months ago, where he did like call me out. He was like, "Yo, I feel like I never see you anymore. And I feel like it's because you have a boyfriend." And, we had the adult conversation where I said, "Look, I can understand why you would say that, but I just want to clear the air that it's not because I have a boyfriend. It's because I have a calendar. And maybe it's that I haven't been fitting you into my calendar and I do want to fit you into my calendar." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think that friendships can evolve from catch up to deep, but there has to be a level of adultness. And I feel like adultness, that's not even a word. I feel like having
We're
an
gay.
adult,
We're not vocabulary.
we're not smart. We're not vocab. Blah, 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 blah. So
We're
I
not
feel like
vocabularists.
I don't know about you, but I am not a vocabulariist. Period. But like definitely I think one thing that leads to an adult friendship is having adult conversations. And so that's what I said to Bruno. I was like, look, you're definitely one of my best friends because you and I can have hard and difficult conversations.
Here's another question for you. Do you feel like hookup culture is replacing emotional connection?
100%. I didn't send it to you. I didn't send you the video. I saw a video the other day which was like, okay, let's talk about sex and hookups.
Mhm.
Are you hooking up in that moment? Or are you having sex in that moment because you're horny? Or are you trying to like avoid an emotion? Are you trying to avoid something? So I definitely think that that's one thing where I know in the gay community, a lot of friendships evolve from hookups, from sex to friendship. And
Mhm.
like, but it could be a thing where it's like, okay, I had a hookup with this person because maybe I'm seeking like intimacy or romance. But then you start to think, okay, maybe deep down, what I really was seeking was a friendship and was a connection. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, so maybe that's why hookup culture leads to friendship, but also if you are trying to build friendship, if you are trying to build connection, is having a hookup for meaningless sex leading to that connection, or is it avoiding the connection? Oh my god, I am not a vocabulariist, but I am a gay psychologist.
You're a mentalariist. Yes, that mental game. I will say, as much as it annoys me when people were like, "Oh yeah, like we're friends, we hooked up, we were dating, we're that," and everybody is friends all at one time. I have made 2 friends from making out with them at a night out.
SLUT.
And it was more like, you know, when you like kind of like catching the eyes and you're like, oh, they're feeling me, and you're like, ooh, I'm feeling myself now, you know.
Yeah,
So you go over, you make the move, and then whatever you're talking
Definitely.
or whatever, and then next thing you know, you're making out. And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I'm really not into this, but you're cool. Like this was terrible. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
try to do my best to not make people feel bad about
Uncomfortable, yeah.
themselves when it comes to whatever, right? So like if you're making out with me and you just don't know how to use your mouth in comparison to my mouth, that is different because my lips are of a certain size and someone could have bigger lips than me, someone could have smaller lips than me, and that could work better for you and the way that you move your mouth. And I know you're laughing, but it's true.
It's true. It's very, very true. Okay, I've got to listen to a story.
So just stick with me. Just stick with me, right? So if it's not working, if the flavors aren't there, right? If it's like, oh, this is a weird taste, like it's just, you know, like some people kiss with their eyes wide open, some people kiss with them closed. So it's just it wasn't working. So I was like, well, this was fun, but you know, I'm just like, yeah, it's not. I'm not feeling this. Like the mouth wasn't working with mine, which is okay. But they were a really cool person, so we became friends. And
you're like,
we're still
this
friends.
was
And
fun.
there's no sexual chemistry there of like there's no interest at all. And
But
that's just how that is, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Again, like I try to take consideration, like just because my lips and your lips didn't work cohesively doesn't mean your lips don't cohesively work with somebody else.
We need to do an episode on like kissing culture and like how to kiss and like kissing tutorials and like
yes. And we'll bring examples on.
So I do sort of have like a listener story that like, or a listener question that leads into that. So, dear Paul and Russ, lately I've been challenging myself to meet new people and make more friends. On my boyfriend's birthday, one of our friends asked if he could bring a +1. We hadn't met this plus one before, and this plus one was purely a friendship and nothing intimate or romantic. I thought, cool, another way to make new friends through existing friendships.
Yes.
During dinner, this person was clearly giving me sex eyes and 100% flirting with me in front of my boyfriend. Like any human being, like any normal human being, I don't mind a bit of attention, but I felt a little bit uncomfortable because it was my boyfriend's birthday. And a part of me thinks, like, is it a little rude to be invited to a party and openly flirt with the celebrant's partner? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, is your caller, does this person have a name? No,
Anani.
Anani.
We brought Anani back.
Anani 2026. Here's the thing, Anani.
Nani.
That person who was flirting with the birthday person's significant other, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure I followed that right. So
Yeah.
that person who was flirting with the birthday person's significant other is trashy, right? Especially if look, leave me alone. Especially if the relationship is well known. That person is trashy, and that person should not have done that and overstepped that boundary unless that couple said out loud at the birthday dinner, hey everyone, my wish is that I would like to have a throuple or threesome today. Then at that point, all bets are off, right? So unless that was said and stated very loud and clearly at that birthday dinner, then that person is nasty. And they're living in a fanasty. So they're nasty, living in a fantasy. So that person cannot be trusted. And
I thought you weren't a vocabulary. You literally spoke
I
two
would
words.
not trust that person as far as I can throw them. I would watch them. I would also ensure that that person is not slipping into the DMs of the birthday person's significant other, because that person would get throat punched. Because you just don't do that. You don't do that. You just don't do that. Like I don't know how else to say. Don't do that. However, who do I blame in the situation, right? Like if I brought my friend to someone's birthday and they started flirting with the other person's significant other, I probably would have punched my friend in the knee or like in the quad or like squeezed their quad and looked at them like, stop. But I also have a friend who is upfront and direct, right? So it really comes down to how direct this was, because I do have a friend, in all seriousness, who will flirt with any and everybody that's in front of him and will call it out, but will call it out and won't act on it. Does that make sense? Like, oh, like, girl, your man is so fine. I just want to sack him in the bed. Girl, he could just ruin my life and my credit, right? And that girl knows that he's serious, but at the same time, not serious. So, like, it's not going to happen, right? But he's not hiding who he is. He said, girl, I was smashed, right? Like, there's type of person, and then there's the type of person who's like, because I've had that happen before, where I'm at it was actually Pride of last year. We were at lunch and someone was there with someone else who were dating, and the person like looked across the table and bit their lip, and then when I told them bye, they like squeezed my butt, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? So of course I instantly block. And that's how that happened. Block, because I'm like, you're not coming this way. I'm not going to be that friend. Let me tell you, my very, very, very
here we
go.
Here we go.
Let me tell you, my very first boyfriend was my friend's cousin that I had no idea was gay.
Yes,
made a move on me. And I felt like the worst friend in the United States. I was like, I have to be like, I'm such a fake. I'm a fake ass friend for like letting this fool make a move on me. Now everybody hates me now. You know, like the insecurity is loud in your head, but it's really not that big of a deal. But I
Yes.
felt so bad. And I'm like, this is
Oh.
terrible. Like, you don't do that to your friends, right? You don't make
Yeah.
moves on your friends' partners. You don't make moves on your friends' family unless your friend is the one to line that up, right? So if the friend that brought the new person to the birthday dinner was like, hey, I know you guys are open, this person would be interested in, like, you know, having a little fun with y'all for your
A little
birthday. You
throuple.
could blow out
Yeah.
that candle. So then that is a different story, because then you're playing cat and mouse at the table. That person is flirting. No one else at the room knows but just you 3 or 4.
Okay.
So if that conversation is happening, then fine. But as of what I'm understanding is, your friend brought a terrible person to the birthday dinner, and I hope the wish for that birthday person was that that person would disappear and never ever come back to the friendship circle again. And that's where I stand.
Thank you, Anoni. No, but I think in all realness, like, to take what you've said, like, back to catch-up culture, like, maybe it's that one way to take it out of catch-up culture into, like, a deeper connection. Like, respect, baby. Like, RESPECT. We're gonna spell on this episode.
Yeah, lead with respect. Lead
with respect.
Lead with respect. And if you disrespect me, I'm a double twice as hard disrespect to you. Like, it's just, that's how that happens, because I can't keep that on me. So I have to give you something, I have to give you some more back. Because it's how it works. Like, at the barbershop today when I was getting my haircut.
Yeah, it looks good, by the way. It looks really good.
Thank you. There's a little point in the back. There's a little design in the back. Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out
we
to
were trying
Kyle.
hairstyles for my cousin's wedding next week, so I'm gonna go back to him
it's good.
on Friday.
That's good.
He's actually gonna touch the top up a little bit and leave the front longer.
Good. Okay, good job at doing that, because people don't realize that, like, a haircut takes like 3 haircuts to get to where you want. So good job.
Yes.
Good job, Kyle.
Yes. So and my cousin is very important to me in my life. So cousin Shelly, she was on the podcast. Cousin Shelly's
Shout
getting
out to
married on
Shelly.
Friday. Shout out to cousin
Yes.
Shelly. I forgot that you knew her because we had her on the podcast. But
Yes,
yes,
we had
cousin
the
Shelly is
podcast,
getting married on Friday. So
Cute.
not this Friday in America, but like the following Friday. So in 8 days from the wedding. So
what did you and Kyle talk about today at the bar?
So me and Kyle talked about, like, if it says before you crack that little joke, there's a meme going around. It says before you crack that little joke, make sure that you're fit, make sure that you're not ugly, and make sure that your kids are not ugly and that your parents are not divorced. Because yes, I will go there, and I'm the person. This Aquarius man right here, Russell Ray, will
He's
meet
really that
you where
person.
you're at, and will
He really
find
will.
you.
He
And I'll
really
let you
will.
know, right? I've
He
done it before. We were
will.
just at a wedding where some girl came up to us, like, we were at a lesbian bar, and like we were all gay, and like she's like, you brought the straights. If you better know that they better tip accordingly. And so it didn't sit right with me for a second. I ran my ass around the bar, and I said, you realize this is a gay wedding, correct? I said, and I know you're dressed like a man, but you're not one. So stop trying to act like one. And we got into it. And like, I love my lesbians, right? I love my lesbians. I do. Like, but at the same time, like, I'm not going up to lesbians in a gay bar talking about, don't ruin the vibe here and make sure. So I said, you know what? I said, before you open your mouth, number one, you look broke. Number two, most of these people have a job that you can only dream of having and will out-tip anybody who's sitting at this bar and probably can afford to leave a higher tip than anybody sitting in this bar. I said, third, they are gay adjacent because they're all from theater. I said, and 5, again, we're at a gay wedding. I said, so either keep your mouth shut or stay in your little corner because you're not cute. You don't look cute, and you should probably unfog your glasses. And then I walked away. Girl was stunned, had no idea what to say. Went up on stage, sang Luther Vandross terribly. And I was like, oh, should I be petty and go up and sing that song better? I was like, no, I'm not going to do it today. But I thought about it because I will meet you there, right? I don't bother people. People bother me. I don't go out of my way to say dumb things to dumb people. So don't say dumb things to me.
So I just have one question for you. Do you follow her on Instagram? Do you follow her on Instagram? Was she a vibe? Did you add each other on Instagram?
She was blocked instantly. She was blocked instantly, and I made sure that she's not part of the kickball league because I was like, I'm not.
You were like this. You were like, see your profile? Block.
But again, like, here's the thing,
Blocka,
right?
blocka.
Too, this when I talk about protecting your energy, there was zero reason for someone to walk up to anyone to make a snarky ass comment like that for no one when everyone was already having a good night. So why ruin so like you have to see things like that, right? I would never want to be friends with someone like that. But then there was another, it was obviously a lesbian bar, but there was another set of 3 girls who came in later, and right away one of the girls just said, okay, outfit. And I was like, oh yes, honey, right? And she's like, you are wearing that outfit. And she was complimenting everybody in the circle. You know what I mean? And it's like, why does there have to be, like, again, like, that's the kind of person I want to surround myself with.
Yeah.
Not the kind of person who's going to walk up randomly and start an argument because I'm the person that's going to chase you down and tell you how I feel. And unfortunately that happened. You know, because everything people say, look, people say, oh, if they go low, I go lower, I go basement. No, I'm going eye level because I want you to see me when I'm coming for you. I'm going to be right at your level. Yes, I'm gonna be right at your level. I'm gonna hold your little hands and I'm gonna look at you right in the eye and through your soul and let you know who you are as a person. And then I'm gonna release you. And if you fall like Jack did in the Titanic, that's on you. That has nothing to do with me because I'm gonna float away on my little door. And with that being said, what is your R&R moment of the week?
That is some Mufasa and Scar shiz. Okay.
Exactly. I'm not going low. I don't have time to go that low because I gotta use my energy to come
I gotta
back
run
up,
the
so
Pride Lands.
Go that low.
Yeah. My
everything the rainbow touches is ours.
My oh no moment of the week is I listened to the episode that we put out the other week, the Petty Olympics. Loved it. Loved the chat. Loved it. But then we got to the listener story, and my oh no moment of the week was like, oh no, who are our listeners? This person did not find out about his boyfriend cheating, did not find out about his boyfriend cheating, and then created a Hinge account to find the person that he was cheating on him with, and then start hanging out with the person that he was cheating on him with, and then started developing a relationship with this person, and then started questioning if he wanted a throuple. I was like, is this our audience? Is this our audience?
This is our catch-up culture audience.
I am trying to preach about gay psychology and being an adult, and this person does the one thing that like is not an adult healthy reaction and creates a Hinge to then find a partner that he's been cheating on with and then wants to date that partner. So I was like, oh no, we need to keep these listeners. But at the same time, who are our listeners?
Look, here's my. I thought it was very adult that they went to go be petty and that they had a realization like, oh, you know what? I understand why my boyfriend is in love with this person because I'm falling in love with them too. So maybe we can make this work. I was like, oh, that's very adult of you. Instead of being
this makes sense
right?
now. This makes sense now. We have petty listeners because you are petty.
Yeah, look,
and
it's
I
a
love
gay
it.
circle.
It's a gay rainbow.
It's a gay circle.
What's your R&R moment of the week?
My R&R moment of the week is I ran into somebody.
Yes, and you were petty.
I ran into somebody who saw me do some not so holy things. Not like in a bad way, not in a sexual way. Let me dial that back.
This is Easter weekend.
They see me do like I had to take down someone because they were a threat. Okay, so they were.
You've literally included me in murder right now.
I had to take down someone because they were like threatening behavior. Like none of us knew this person, so I had to take them down. And they were like, "Oh my God, were you that guy? I've seen you, and you took down this guy one time." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that was me." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, that was like so hot."
Can we just?
But like, I wasn't mean about it. I was like, "Stay on the ground."
Can we just clarify?
Security.
Okay, when you say you had to take someone down, like, did you like de muerte? Did you
No, like I didn't kill anybody. I didn't beat anybody up, but I had to like wrestle them to the ground so security can take them out. Because they were
that
like,
is hot.
you know, like they were threatening people who were like not of ability to defend themselves. And so I had to jump in.
Oh, that was hot. What were you wearing?
Thank you. Nothing.
Find it on our OnlyFans.
A pair of chonies and a tank top, like all the other gays. Yeah, so that was my own moment of the week. I was like, oh no, somebody remember that? Like that must be on video somewhere. So when we become famous, apparently it's gonna get leaked. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Like, follow, and subscribe.